All right, I'm joined by Cody Garbrandt. First of all, happy birthday.
Thank you. 26 today.
26 years young.
Yeah, young, that's right. Optimistic.
So you were supposed to be fighting, obviously, tomorrow night against TJ Dillashaw. Obviously, with your birthday, you were probably really stoked for that. How's your recovery going, and what do you think is the timetable for that fight to eventually happen?
I was very excited to be able to fight, weigh in on my birthday, fight the next day, celebrate a big win, first title defense, celebrate my born day, and then go on from there. So it's bittersweet, but I'm glad that I'm here. I'm getting healthy. Rehab's going well. Hoping to fight in the next few months. Hopefully by November. I would love to. Just doing rehab, physical therapy, starting to do a little bit of MMA, kind of drilling. Hopefully we'll be able to turn it up a little bit and test out my back and see if it'll hold up for a fight camp and go from there. Could
you be ready for that MSG card potentially?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think it's something I'm shooting for. November, I want to fight definitely before the year's up. For me and TJ to get in there and knuckle up and end that chapter with them and move on and either go and fight Demetrious or see what next. But definitely TJ's in my crossfire, and I can't wait to get that matchup and finish this what we started out on Ultimate Fighter and all the drama and stuff that's been drawn out. So I'm ready to end this chapter and move on.
And for a long time, you've been talking about wanting to fight DJ, and suddenly TJ's calling for that fight.
Yeah. He's unoriginal. That was something that I spoke about, going and fighting TJ and then dropping down and beating Demetrious. So, with me getting hurt, TJ got desperate, needed to fight. He didn't lose a title shot, so he went down, but didn't make sense. I agree with DJ. It doesn't make sense for TJ. He's not even the #1 ranked bantamweight in the world right now, or in a minor division. Dominic Cruz is. So it doesn't make sense for him to drop down and get a title shot. He has a title shot here. Wait it out. I'm about to be healthy in a few months, and we'll go from there.
It seems like you've talked to DJ about this, but are you skeptical of him taking the fight, given that he's turned down TJ at 125 because you're a bantamweight? He'd prefer to move up and get 2 championship belts for himself?
You know what? We talked about that. I like to go down 25. He knows it's a bigger draw. I'm the biggest draw right now in the lower weight divisions, and over TJ for sure. So that's another thing. TJ doesn't do any pay-per-view draws, and he knows that's a bigger fight with me. So he's willing to fight me just because of the pay-per-view points he'll get.
So it's rare that I'm on my phone, like watching live updates of something that's happening in real time. This bodybuilder guy came down to your gym. You were waiting for him. When you decided to leave, suddenly
don't want to talk about that guy.
Don't want to give him any attention.
Any attention? That guy's seriously. He's a stalker. He's a psychopath. Like honestly, he's starting to shoot me on a few things. I don't want to give that guy any clout. He's a psycho. There's something wrong with the guy.
I was gonna say, is that one of the most surreal days of your life?
No, man. He's crazy. Honestly, there's some screws loose, and I'm gonna take some legal actions against this guy for what he's been doing. And I have everything to lose, and that's what he wants to do. He wants me to go, beat him up so he can sue me. He has nothing. He's poor. He's a joke. He's just trying to ride off my fame. So I don't give him any clout, but he is a psychopath, stalking me, my life. Showing up to my gym, running when I get there. It is crazy, threatening to shoot me on live feeds. So I'm not joking with this guy, so I don't even talk about him.
Okay, no, I understand. So this season of The Ultimate Fighter wraps up tonight. A lot of your guys didn't do too well, but are there any guys from your team that you think will have a future in the UFC? Any guys that worked particularly hard that you think will make that leap back into the organization?
I thought all my guys were standout guys. They worked hard, good attitudes. They were there to learn every day. There's the matchups and their fights didn't go the way that they wanted them to. It was out of our control. We try to get them ready for their fights and going out there performing. A few of them I think definitely have some star power that will be able to come back into the UFC and be able to compete at a high level. That's just up to them, what they do in the off-season or in this downtime to be able to battle back. It's something that they're faced with, and I believe every one of them are mentally tough enough to make it back in the UFC.
So you and Stipe Miocic are 2 champions from Ohio. What's it like to have 2 champions, I guess, from the same state? Do you guys talk about that and how cool that is?
Yeah, it's amazing. Actually, I trained with Stipe and his team at Strong Style in Cleveland with Joseph Delgado, Marcus Marinelli, Jessica I, and all these. I was just actually backstage in the green room with them, chopping it up. And, it's crazy. We were both training together. I went there at 18 years old. I went on a different venture and moved to California, and it was the best decision I made. I'm thankful for those guys, but it's great to have 2 champions from Ohio that were, born and bred in Ohio and still stay grounded and rooted in Ohio, deep Ohio roots.
Is the hatred for TJ still as deep-seated as it's always been?
I don't know if it's hatred for TJ. It's just a lot of dislike. The guy's not a likable person for me and never has been. I can't deal with someone that's fake and that lies and then covers up more lies. He's a habitual liar, and that's something I don't mess with. I don't have in my circle, and I'm glad TJ left. I'm thankful for him. I'm thankful for him for the reason that when I was out there on my come up, I was going with him, and he was a champion at the time. So it gave me supreme confidence to know that I was going to do the best in the world whenever it was my time. If it was to fight TJ with the title, he left, made it easier, got beat by Dom, I beat Dom. Now he wants to come back and try to take my title, and I'm supremely confident in going in this fight whenever it happens. I'll get healthy, hopefully November, Madison Square Garden, and we'll go from there.
Was there a time where you guys were ever good friends?
Not really. I mean, a couple times we would party together after his fight out here in Vegas. He remembers some of that, but not ever was tight. Like, I never hung out with him outside the gym besides he was out here on Ultimate Fighter, defending him against Conor, and then he was lying to us. So that was just, is what he's two-faced, That's what it is.
All right, the bantamweight champion, Cody Garbrandt. Again, happy birthday. Glad to hear your recovery is going well, and thanks for the time.
All right, thank you, guys.